Hi friends, welcome back to the channel. First, I just want to say thank you so much for all the love on my last video. I'm so grateful you're joining this little community. If you're new here, my name is Miriam. I'm a 6-year PhD student, and this channel is all about intentional planning, balancing work and life, and trying to fit everything into my tiny Filofax Pocket planner. Whether you're a student, a parent, or someone navigating a busy or high-stress season like grad school, work, or big life changes, I hope you find something here that inspires you. I'm so excited to share this journey with you, learning how to stay organized, creative, and grounded through all the chaos of grad school and life. In today's video, I'm sharing how I plan for the month. It's actually October 5th, so I'm a little late setting everything up, but that's totally okay. I never pressure myself to have everything perfectly ready before the first of the month, and I know life happens and planning should be flexible, not stressful. So if you're also catching up on your October setup, grab your planner and let's plan together. So let's go ahead and open up the planner. And I definitely want to be decorating my cover page for the fall, make it a lot more fall themed, probably adding these stickers with like pumpkins and just having a more fall vibe for the cover page. So yeah, probably in the next video we'll work on that together. But yeah, here is my brain dump. So this is actually from last month. So we're gonna go ahead and do a new brain dump for the month. So I went ahead and wrote down some brain dump things for, I know, my thesis. Like for example, for my chapter 2, I really want to start processing some of my data. And also my chapter 3, I want to start training my machine learning model, which, yeah, these things are definitely going to take time. And trying to break this down into smaller tasks now, I think will be the next step. This is just kind of like a brain dump of what I want to get done, but I do think it's important to break these down into smaller tasks. Yeah, just right now, I just want to lay it out to see what are the big overall things that I need to do. And also, yeah, career, I definitely want to focus on applying for some jobs. And probably my goal is like 3 to 5 jobs this month. And then I definitely want to change this out for October. And this is kind of my process for starting a new month is I have this other little binder for archiving. And this has been really nice so that I can always like refer back. And I have this on my desk. So yeah, whenever I need to refer back, I just go ahead and put those in the smaller binder. And then I also take out my weekly spreads for the month of September. So yeah, here I just have everything for September, and I just go ahead and put it into this smaller binder for archiving. And then unfortunately, I moved into a new place and I don't have a printer here, and I realized I printed out the wrong month for October, but I still have my monthly for October, which is nice. It's just, yeah, I don't know why, like I have October goals here, and then I just have to change this to October for that. So we'll go ahead and do that. All right, now that we've got October set up, I'm just going to mark down when I've used my planner. So yeah, I've been pretty good actually. I've been using it almost every day this month. So we can just go ahead and mark that. And yeah, I just like to mark whenever I do use the planner. And then we can set up our inboxes. So yeah, here I normally put emails that I get back to. Here I put research tasks that I need to work on. So yeah, breaking down those like big goals that I have here. And then having the monthly spread, writing down my personal tasks here, my October goals here, and this will be filled out throughout the month. So yeah, the October wins. So yeah, let's go ahead and fill that out right now. So just finished writing everything down for October, all of my emails that I have to get done, all of the research tasks, kind of breaking everything down into smaller tasks. And then yeah, my monthly spread and just writing down some events that I know are coming up. Personal things, still need to make a doctor and dentist appointment, so I'm definitely going to do that this month. And yeah, here like my goals for the month for mostly my thesis. I'll probably add some more goals later on, but yeah, mostly focusing on chapters 2 and 3. And yeah, I'll add some more wins. And then we can add some of the weekly inserts from, yeah, I got these from Filofax. Can just include those for October. And yeah, let's set up the week ahead. So yeah, I'll go ahead and write down my events here for this upcoming week, and then I write down the tasks that I want to do each day. So I think that looks pretty good for the week. A new thing that I did here was I added like priorities, and not only for my thesis, but also including personal things. So right now I'm just trying to balance, PhD life and also my personal life, and making sure I'm taking care of myself, because sometimes I get in these modes of just like working and not really moving as much, and I definitely want to prioritize that. So it'll be nice to have this kind of reminder of, movement at least 10 to 15 minutes per day. And also when I do have downtime, writing like a self-care goal for the week. So I definitely put here, I want to pick out a new book to read. Yeah, I thought this was a nice addition that I included for the week. And then, yeah, here I just have the different tests that I want to do. And I've been kind of like time tracking to see my energy levels throughout the week. And I notice I definitely, Monday and Tuesday, I go pretty hard on my thesis and spend a lot of time in the beginning of the week, and notice I need like Wednesday to do lighter work. So like admin tasks and things that don't require as much effort as like my research. And then, yeah, I'll continue that on Thursday, kind of like a lighter task like literature review and working on my outline for my paper. And leaving Saturday is like my day off. So self-care Saturday, I call it. And then Sunday is like my weekly reset day, and where I get a little bit of work done, but nothing crazy, like half day, maybe 2 to 3 hours to prepare me for the week. And yeah, that's kind of what I'm doing today, is preparing for the week, doing light chores, and making sure I'm ready for everything in the upcoming week. So yeah, that was my first section, is mostly focused on my monthly and weekly spreads. And the second section, I call this like my research notes section. And I have this when I'm, working, and have this distraction list as like the first page, because whenever it's hard for me to focus, I want to do something else, I'll write down on my distraction list something that I'm like, oh, I really want to do this, versus what I'm actually doing. So yeah, it's nice to have here to write down and say, right now I'm working, but this is something that I can go back to later on. And then here I have just like my research notes. Yeah, before I showed, this was here my previous notes from other months. So I had this from like August to September, it looks like. And yeah, these are just like my messy research notes, and I kind of just want to start fresh this month of what I've been working on recently, what are my next steps. So yeah, that's what I'll be working on, and it helps me kind of see what I have to do next when I do work on my research. And yeah, here it gets kind of overwhelming when I see all of these notes. So I just want to refresh every month and see, what I've been working on recently and where I want to go from here. And I've been really enjoying, so this section is my daily schedule, and it's been helping me a lot. Like in my previous video, I talked a lot about getting back into routine because it's been kind of out of whack for me, and trying to figure out what my morning routine looks like and also my working routine, trying to separate, this is the times that I'm going to be working and these are times that I'm going to be relaxing, because it really helps to balance and not work into the night or, get distracted when I'm supposed to be working, and having like a time that I'm going to do these things. But I noticed that I would sometimes create these like time blocks of like, oh, I'm working from this time to this time. And then if I don't meet that goal, I feel like I've given up for the day. So instead, I really liked setting goals for the day and kind of having it as like a checklist. So here I have, like, for my thesis, my goals are at least getting 2 to 3 hours of like deep work done, also getting 2 to 3 light work as well. And this kind of helps me see like, okay, once I have done this and this is only Monday through Friday that I'm like, I really want to be able to get some of this done during the week. Except when I mention on Wednesday, I'll probably just focus on like light work, but maybe doing this for like 5 hours. And yeah, Sunday I only do light work for 2 to 3 hours, kind of like a half day. And this has been working for me because it's really hard to set cutoff times from when I should stop working, because in a PhD program, you don't really have that many deadlines, and you have to set up your deadlines yourself. And this can be really tricky when one of your goals is to finish an entire chapter, and you have to really break these down into tasks. And sometimes it's really hard to see when these deadlines are going to be. You have to kind of figure that out for yourself. And it's really different from, let's say, undergrad, where the professor will give you a deadline for an assignment. We don't really have that. And so it's been hard to, stop work when you know that it's going to be good for you to take a break. And so yeah, this really helps me have just like a goal for the day, and I feel pretty good when I get this goal done. And same with like moving my body, going for a walk. I put at least 10 to 30 minute walk, and then 15 minutes to an hour workout as well. Creation, I like to just set a little bit of time each day and work on either editing or filming a video, stuff like that, just to help me, continue this channel. I really enjoy showing my planning journey, and I feel like this is like a creative outlet for me. So it's been really fun, and I consider this as also self-care. And yeah, I also have a self-care section of like 1 to 3 hours of actually relaxing. And what I mean by that is like turning off my brain and not thinking about work. And I have that at kind of the end here, this dopamine menu of things that really help me to relax. And this just gives me an idea when I'm like, instead of scrolling on my phone, these are different tasks that I can do instead of that. And it's going to make me feel so much better than just doom scrolling or, yeah, doing something that doesn't feel good. So yeah, I think this is working out for me really well to help structure my day and not trying to time block every single minute of my life, because that can also be very restricting, and you feel guilty when you don't meet those expectations. And so, yeah, here I've just been experimenting with this kind of time blocking, but I'm not making it as strict. I do this in like the beginning of the day, because sometimes I wake up at different times, and based on that time I can kind of plan out the rest of my day. So for example, let me show you one that looks really good. So yeah, like here I have a slow morning every morning. That's kind of like my morning routine, is really taking the time to reflect. So like I'll journal. I really want to get into reading in the morning. Normally I read before bed. I also like to watch YouTube with breakfast. So having like just like an easy morning where, I'm not scrolling on my phone, or, just really enjoying the morning, and also journaling, planning my day. So this is exactly when I'll start planning my day and time blocking it this way, because when I write it down, I am like, oh, if I switch something up, then I know I have to like cross it out and it's going to get messy. And so I try to be very realistic about how I want to plan my day. So on this side, I'm like, okay, from this time to this time, I know I want to get some work done. And I know I'm going to need a break, so I'm going to go for a walk. And then I'm going to do another light work block as well. And here I'll write down what I worked on during those work blocks too, to kind of help me see how much energy I have throughout the day. It's almost like a time tracking journal of like, during my week, when did I have enough energy for some of these things? So that's really helped me a lot to figure out my routine and not be so strict about when I need to do things, really. So yeah, these were from last month. So I'm definitely gonna put these into the binder that I have, because they're from September, and then I'll have my October planning. So another thing is, I don't do this every day. I feel like whenever I need help structuring my day, I kind of go back to this and use this as like a checklist. But sometimes I don't need to do this every day. Some days I'm like, in the morning when I'm like, okay, I need to structure my day. It really depends on my mood of when I will be doing something like this. So it's really nice. I feel like this is very flexible for me to figure out, like just have an organized kind of day, basically. So yeah, for this next section is my gratitude and also my one line a day. And I've been really bad at this, but yeah, here I have from last month. I actually filled it out, but I definitely need to fill out for the rest of this past week, and just writing whatever happened that day. And something, I feel like this is so nice for memory keeping, and I definitely want to continue this, mostly so that I can look back and see exactly what happened throughout the months. But yeah, I just have to be more intentional about this and write down everything during the day. Maybe even have like a time in the evenings to kind of reflect throughout the day as well. I think that would be helpful. And then in this section, I have my habit tracker. So I'm going to go ahead and fill this out because I'm a little behind. I've only filled out a few things, but I wanted to fill this out together to see how my month's been going so far. So I went ahead and filled out all the habits that I've been working on for the month. And yeah, I think I've been doing pretty good so far. So yeah, here, journaling, 7K steps, trying to scroll less than 30 minutes a day, do yoga or stretching like 10 minutes a day, 80 ounces of water, no added sugar, working out, healthy meals, skincare, trying to do more creative writing. So I put 30 minutes of writing a day, and also getting deep work done every day. And then the next page is my Sunday reset, which is today. So I'm gonna do this after I start filming, but basically empty my email inbox, clear my downloads on my computer, plan meals for the week, and my grocery list. And I think I will actually do this in the planner, plan workouts for the week. Same with this one too. I have like a sticky note that I can add on here for that. And then review my calendar, which, yeah, I did that already, so I can mark that one off. And updating the Pocket Planner. And we also brain dump some of the tasks. I need to write down expenses, also planning when I want to do hobby time and content stuff, and also organizing my Apple Notes. Here I have like my workout trackers that I got these from Muji. And they're just like really useful because they're sticky notes that you can just pop onto the planner for the month. First, I'm going to actually write down everything, the numbers of the month really quick. So yeah, here I just wrote down the workout that I did yesterday and using this as like a workout tracker to see how often I'm getting my workouts in the month. And definitely my goal is at least 2 to 3 workouts per week because I have been, like last month I didn't really work out and now I'm just trying to get back into the habit of it. So starting a little bit small, just 2 to 3 workouts and getting at least 10 to 15 minutes of movement in, whether that's like stretching or walking for the week. I also want to experiment with this one this week where I can use this as my meal planner. So yeah, I'm going to test that out so I can plan meals, and I'm going to try to do some meal planning today. So writing down all of the stuff that we want to get for the week. So yeah, I think that's everything. And I definitely want to incorporate some of these things into the planner. So I'm definitely going to test that out this week with the meal planning and see how that goes. I also want to include like my reflections of the week to kind of get back into that, and also writing down like expenses and finance stuff I think could be good. So yeah, I'm still experimenting with a lot of this, and yeah, I hope this was helpful. All right, so that's it for today, friends. I hope this gave you some inspiration to plan your own month with a little bit of more intention and ease. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. It really helps to support this cozy little community. And I wish you a calm and productive October, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.